Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Today is an exciting day. Yeah, you've seen the thumbnail, you see right now what's behind me. Finally getting a chance to use my new tractor. So, you know, I bought this big property and it's got 8-10 acres of fields. I'm not mowing that with my Honda lawnmower, I can tell you that. So I needed to get something. So I bought a brand new Kubota tractor with a mower deck. Of course I did. So if you follow me on Instagram, which is @WorkPlayTV, you would have seen a photo of this a couple weeks ago, I think by now. But this is a brand new 2020 Kubota LX3310. 33 horsepower, and I'll get into the weight, horsepower, PTO, horsepower, and all that stuff later on. We're hooked up to the truck. We're gonna take it over to the homestead. We're going over there for a couple days. My wife is probably gonna be the one that's gonna use this the most this weekend because I have a lot of other things that I need to do. But I am gonna obviously take it out once I unload it and you know, give it a go anyway. But you know, here it is. We'll talk about it more as I'm driving. This is a brand new model. So this replaces an existing model that they've had a lot of problems with emissions with the 33 horsepower. They basically can't sell them because they had their own like weird special emissions thing that they had only on that one tractor, and it did not work out at all. But we've got the Land Pride 6-foot mower deck on the back. This is the larger of the two. This is the FDR 2572. This is a little more robust. It will handle, you know, some bushes and things like that. But we are ready to rock and roll. We'll see how the thing hauls. The first time I ever had it hooked up. It's like 19 feet long, which you can see my trailer is 20 feet. And I could come forward a little bit, but this puts me, you know, where I should be to feel great. But this thing weighs like nothing. I mean, compared to my my 040, this thing weighs like absolutely nothing. So the truck really shouldn't even know what's behind there, but let's go. All right, we're on the road, just getting on the highway. I did just pull over before I got on the highway. I realized I didn't have a strap over top of the mower deck back there, and with the wheels, there's a little bit of side-to-side play in it. Not much, because it's obviously the 3-pin connection keeps it in place, but there's a little bit of side-to-side in it, and DOT would actually pull you over for that. They will. It's the same as, sort of the same situation as, you know, like your bucket on your backhoe, you know, your excavator bucket on your backhoe or your excavator bucket. Not to the extreme of an excavator bucket, but anything that can move, they want strapped down. It's attached to the tractor, but it's still considered separate, so it needs to be strapped down. And of course, when I did that, I was crawling over it and I whacked my friggin' ankle and just hurt myself a little bit. But anyway, we're good to go now. So between the tractor and the trailer, we're at like 5,000 pounds, a little bit over 5,000. The tractor only weighs like 2,000 pounds. And then the mower deck is what, maybe 200 or something? I'm just guessing here, to be honest. The trailer is basically 3, so we're at like 5,000 pounds, which is not much at all. You know, I honestly can't even tell that it's... I can't tell there's a trailer back there to begin with, and I certainly can't tell the difference between just the empty trailer and now the trailer with the tractor on it. I honestly can't tell the difference. It actually feels a little bit better, to be honest. With the trailer just by itself, it just, I don't know, it just feels like a little loosey-goosey sort of thing back there. I don't know. Alright, so for curiosity's sake, I'm going to reset my trip and see what I get hauling this thing. I probably won't be transporting this thing a whole lot. It will be at the homestead quite often, but I will be using this on jobs as well. You know, with the bucket, it's nice to have for a lot of jobs. and I'm probably gonna buy, well, pretty much certain that I'm gonna get a chipper PTO attachment for it. So it will be on jobs. I mean, it will come in handy for sure, especially, you know, and even pulling logs out of off job sites and things like that. So it's definitely gonna come in handy. But the first thing that's going to be used for is mowing the field. Like, absolutely the first thing to be used for is mowing the field. That attachment will stay on there for a little while until I need it on a job, then I'll take it off. I'll probably take the bucket off later on today. Probably not right away, but I'll take the bucket off later on today and see you know, how much that helps. It's definitely going to help. I think it's the bucket's like 300 or 350 pounds, something like that, the loader on the front. So that's probably what's going to happen with that. But so some specs on it. I gave you guys the weight, but it's I said 33 horsepower just because it's called a 3310, but the actual gross horsepower is just over 30, and the PTO is 27. So I mentioned the problems they had with the previous model of these, the 30 horsepower, 33 horsepower ones, was it had its own special emission system on it, and it just did not work. It just did not work at all, and they had oodles and oodles of problems with them. Well, this one here has the same emission stuff as the rest of the tractors, and there's really no issues with those whatsoever. Now, I was bouncing back and forth between this one and then the one that's 26, the 2610, I think it's called. And the reason for that is if you have a tractor at 26 horsepower and under, you don't have to have emissions. There's no emissions. So you don't have to worry about any of the DPF and all that sort of stuff. There's just nothing. You just run it. But down the line, I'm probably going to get a wood processor. And to run the wood processor that I'm looking at, I needed a certain PTO output. And the 26 horsepower, the PTO was right on like the minimum requirements. It technically would have ran it, but how well would it have run it, I'm not sure. But this one here will do it, should do it with no difficulties whatsoever. So this is one I got. And you know, further down the line again, if we get into like heavier farming or, you know, whatever happens at the homestead, if I need to get a bigger tractor later on, then I'll trade this in and get a bigger tractor. But this will do what we need to do it right now. So that's sort of the history, that's the specs, that's why I bought this one. And I mean, we're gonna see. The only tractor I've ever run was like the B26, and I ran it as a backhoe, really. On a landscaping job. I've used it a couple times. Like I've used skid steers lots, you know, front end loaders, excavators, you know, all that sort of stuff in the construction industry, but nothing really agricultural. I've never really done it. So I'm very new to tractors. So, you know, I know that the handles, every handle, the color of the handles determines what that does. And I had no idea, and the guy I bought it from came over last night and just gave me a little lowdown on, you know, adjusting the mower deck and taking the loader off and stuff, and he said that, and I'm like, oh, so it's dummy proof, perfect, that's excellent. But anyway, it's gonna be a boring video for right now. I'm not gonna record towing this thing because it's like, you know, what am I towing? 5,000 pounds in this truck? It's nothing. But I will show you what I did get for mileage, and then I'll pick you back up over at the homestead. All right, we're unloaded, ready to rock and roll. Now I've got 1,000,001 things to do over here, but that is much more important than this. But I mean, come on, I need to at least do a couple laps with this thing around the yard here. Now my wife will be using this later. We're gonna start mowing some of the actual fields. We're definitely not going to get them all done today. I don't have a canopy for this yet, and it's extremely hot. I am going to get a canopy for it. You know, when we actually get into real mowing, I'm going to take the bucket, the loader, off. Now, we have a ton of blueberries in our actual fields. So where it's setting right now, it's too low. So I'm going to raise that up, and all you do is you pull your deck right off the ground, take these bolts out, let your wheel come down, and then put whatever spacers you want underneath, and then that brings up the height. It's already been leveled out, so I don't need to worry about any of that. All I need to worry about is bringing the height up. But for the front here, I'm just gonna keep it where it's at. So let's fire it up. Your peak PTO for this attachment is 540, and you go through your button right here to find out your PTO where it's at, and then you match your RPM to match the 540. So I'll show you that as well. All right, so just like any diesel, it doesn't matter how long it's been running for, you know, you want to gloat a bit. Okay, fire it up. Bring my steering wheel down. So with the tractor, anything that has to do with orange levers is like your drive, your transmission, whatever. So right now I have it in 2-wheel drive. I'm gonna put it back in 4. Anything black has to do with hydraulics. So, you know, this brings my mower deck up in the back, lifts it off the ground. So that's hydraulics. Hydraulics, obviously. And anything yellow has to do with your PTO. So this is your PTO selector. This is mid PTO. This is both back and mid, and this is just back. And to engage your PTO, you go forward here. To come through your PTO selector, you can see it right there. So I am gonna fire this thing up. And you want it to be at like 540. That's good enough. Okay, lower down. We are ready to go. Alright, so you can see that is honestly, that's pretty low. So that's even a bit lower than what I want the front here to be. It's been so dry that I don't want to cut the grass too short, because then honestly it just won't grow back. And it's going to leave, you know, a lot of dead grass on there. But you can see, man, she, nice wide cut, grinds it up pretty damn good. But I'm going to raise it up a bit, even to do this, but I'm going to raise it up a lot to do the fields. Probably all of the spacers, to be honest, because that's quite low as it is right now. If the grass wasn't so high, it wouldn't be as bad, but I am gonna raise it up. And that's it for now though. Now I gotta go do some real work. You stay, buddy, nice and cool. Wendell's enjoying some AC. Again, over 30 degrees here. We got a major project on the go here right now. So we've got me, oh sorry, hold on here. We've got me in the machine. Man, this Amazon holder, tripod thing, whatever, is starting to fall apart. So we got me in the machine. I'm cleaning up the old outhouse that was on the side here. I've got the barn stripped off. This side's completely stripped off. So I gotta clean up all this stuff. That's all going to the landfill. I gotta find a spot for the tires. And the wife is having fun on the tractor. She's got the front yard completely done. she's got her cased. It does a great job. Like, you would never believe that is. She's telling me I can't record. So you would never believe that this was done with a tractor. I mean, this just looks like a lawnmower. It looks honestly like fantastic. There she is burning around. I can't get too close to her. She's not allowing me right now. But she will back into these places and mow those spots. And then I need to raise the deck up so that we can do the fields, because this is definitely too short for these fields, because we want to try to save the blueberries. But I mean, damn, she did pretty good. She's pretty close here. Obviously there's a little dirt pile there, but that's not the end of the world. This thing is like a bush hog and mower in one. So she's got some stuff down here done, I see. She figured out how to turn the PTO off, well, that's good. Let's take a look what she got done down here. Yeah, man, it looks good. Looks really good. I mean, you can get a bit tighter to the trees here, but she doesn't want to put the first scratch on the tractor either. But I mean, man, that looks pretty damn good. Like, it's actual grass underneath here. But you can see the blueberries, man. The blueberries are absolutely everywhere. The blueberries are everywhere, so we gotta raise that up because we are cutting those. So I'm gonna put some spacers in it and bring it up, and then we'll go from there. All right, folks, we're into the big stuff now. We're into the big stuff. So I got the mower all the way up, and man, it does a clean job. Very clean. That's a nice height for the field. Eventually, when I turn this into complete grass, I'll probably keep some hay, because we do have some plans of having some animals in the future. Not right away, obviously, but most of this will be just grass. So I will cut it lower. But even with all the spacers in, it's still taken a lot of the blueberries away. You can see these ones are saved, but it's taken some of them away. I could actually smell the blueberries. I did the first pass just down along the edge and stuff, and I could actually smell the blueberries as I was going. I mean, some of them are still good. You can see some of them are still there, but a lot of them are gone, and it can't go any higher. But we're not harvesting these this year, that's for sure. We just want to keep the ticks down and stuff, but man, those are good. Anyway, it is really windy, and it's probably not coming through very well. But I am going to get some drone footage here after a bit. I'll get some drone footage of Ashley running the mower, running the tractor. But I want to wait for her to come around, because I didn't tell her, you know, be careful when you get close to things, because it shoots out the back. And I really do not want the truck getting dented up. So when she comes around and does her pass, I'm going to tell her that. But it's doing really well. I'm really excited how this is going to look once this is all done. Man, it's like green. It's nice and green, and there's not a lot of grass actually laying down. We got to kind of navigate around the trees for now. All these trees we cut down, haven't been able to get those cleaned up yet. Definitely working on that while I'm over here. Once I'm done cleaning up this stuff, I'm going to work on that. Work on cleaning all this stuff up, carrying it down, throwing it in the pile, like you guys seen in that one video I did a little while ago. But I told her that if it's really thick stuff, you should go slow, because right here it's really thick. It's not hay, it's like all kinds of crap in there. You gotta go slow or it's not gonna cut it really well. But she's she's taking her time everywhere, really. All right, so I have this cleaned off, the old outhouse. Most of it, the rest of it's all dragged back with a bucket. Some I'll have to get by hand. But we've got a load on the trailer. She is loaded. Yeah. If I didn't have that fridge on there, I'd be able to get, you know, a lot more of this on, but not happening. But anyway, we'll see how Ash is making it with the field. She switched directions on me. Now she's coming from a different direction. But man, it's looking good. But it is looking good. I'm really impressed. Well, unfortunately, it has come that time to pack up and head out of here. I'll take a walk around and show you guys in a second. The mowing is done. My wife killed it. She took over big time. She got it all done. But I'm gonna show you inside the house here for a second. So I did bring in a new to me fridge and a stove. So it's nice, you know, having the ability to have a fridge. Oh, what's that? Jeez, what's in here? Anyway, so we got a fridge, we got a stove. I had a TV hooked up here last night to watch the game and Netflix. Obviously got the fan set up here. And then upstairs in the bedroom, we bought a mattress from Costco. And there's where we're sleeping right now. I bring the fan up here in the nighttime because it's so friggin' hot right now, but there's our sleeping quarters as of right now. So that's the update on the house. So as far as the mowing goes, I'm very impressed with the machine. I'm happy, I should say. The only thing that I found, and my wife found as well, is that the tilt steering, you know, you'll be going along, you hit a couple bumps, and all of a sudden the steering wheel will pop up. It releases. So I'm gonna see if I can fix that and gear that up better. We got our parked back here in the shade. It's not supposed to rain tonight, so I'm not gonna worry about covering it up. But tomorrow I'm coming back here. Stay tuned for that video, and I'm gonna cover that thing up. But you know, it's green. Like what was tall, dead, not dead, but tall brown hay is now a lawn, really. It actually looks so much better. So those fields are done. The fields down here are done around the trees that are down. And I did get 2 more trees cleaned up in the field. So we were able to mow around that. And we got some more Scotch pine cut. My buddy came over today and helped me out. He cut a whole bunch of Scotch pine. We cut some Scotch pine out of here, which you probably can't even tell. That's how thick it was in through there. And then going down the road, we got some more Scotch pine cut and some dead spruce. So I've got a load of logs on again, which I'll take you down there in a second. Like, maybe I should just buy a logging truck, because man, all I seem to do lately is haul logs. But I got this tree cleaned up, and then the other tree down the field cleaned up, which looks so much better. And of course, we went for a swim last night, and I took some shampoo and a bar of soap. And then again today, because we don't have our well situation figured out yet. But man, it looks so much better. You can just barely feel a breeze coming up here. I can't wait to cut these trees down and thin these trees out so we get a nice breeze coming off the lake. Because when we're at the lake, it's honestly so much cooler than what it is right here. But yeah, the field is done. Like, that's a lot of area. And she hammered it, man. She hammered it. She got her done pretty freaking quick. But here is the load. We got a load of Scotch pine on the back of her. She is stacked right up, all the way. So this is going to a guy in my hometown tomorrow morning. You can see, nice and tight stacked. Oh yeah. And we got a whole whack more down there, some here, some up at the house. So we got a ton more to do. So tomorrow I'm gonna be hauling logs from over here, including this load, to the mill. So I'm taking this load home with me today, and then head there first thing in the morning, and then come here and try to get all these logs done and hauled out of here. But anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Actually, here, look. Doesn't look good. Looks so good. But that's it. Until next time, which will be tomorrow, I would say. I'll probably record me hauling all these logs out of here and getting this cleaned up. Until then, stay safe. No. Until then, take care, stay safe, and we will see you then. Bye.